Greetings, everyone. I'm Dawn Francis, and we're so excited today for our first show during Black History Month. And as we are super excited, I have some wonderful special guests with us today from our book, Discovering Strength, Hidden Insight, and Educator's Perspective. Our two guests today are none other than Miss Nelda Sims and Dr. Marthel Young. And we are so excited because you are about to be blessed because they're going to share insight and they're going to share nuggets for you and they're going to change your life if you just listen in. So our first guest we're starting with is none other than Miss Nelda Sims. Can we welcome her?
Hello.
Greetings. How are you today?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. We are so excited today to have you because I just happen to know that you have a wealth of knowledge and have inspired so many people. And what I'd like to start off with is just giving our audience just a peek into who Miss Nelda Sims is. So if you could share with our audience, who is this beautiful lady with all of this wonderful insight and experience? Who are you beyond the titles?
Well, first of all, I'm a Christian. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a retired educator. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm so many things. And many of those things you'll have to read the book to find out who I really am. But I am someone who likes to inspire and encourage and motivate.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Obviously, as an educator, you are always motivating and educating and giving insight. So I would like to know next, in the book, you titled your story Unlimited Possibilities. And I would really like for you to share with our audience why you titled your story Unlimited Possibilities.
Well, as I reflect, it's actually a signature of who I am. But as I've been an educator for over 30 years, I've always tried to create an environment of unlimited possibilities because I too had experienced so many unlimited opportunities where there were things just happen and the Lord has blessed me. And many times they were unexpected. And so I wanted to invite to create that kind of atmosphere for my students and for my staff that anything's possible if you just work hard and if you have the faith in God and if you put the work in, unlimited possibilities are available to everyone. And because of that, that is why I titled the book, the chapter, Unlimited Possibilities, because I truly believe that. I believe that the sky is the limit and there are so many things that we can achieve, even things that we don't have a clue that's in us. They are in us if we just believe.
That is so important for not just our youth, really, but for everyone, because as you know, I mean, everyone needs encouragement, regardless to what level they're at. And
Exactly.
so, as you talk about the unlimited possibilities, was there any struggle in your experience that that you can share with our audience to encourage them during this time of, I would say, challenge in the world today?
Well, there were many struggles. There were many challenges. Um, you're always going to have haters. You're always going to have people who do not believe in you. And I've actually had that from high school. I had a teacher that didn't believe in me and told me I wasn't college material. 3 degrees later, I actually was college material. But throughout the years and through my career and even in my personal life, yes, there's struggles and there are challenges, but it's good to have people surround yourself with people who believe in you and who will encourage you and who will motivate you and inspire you. And then you pass that along and you do the same thing. When you're doing it for someone else, you're doing it for yourself. What I found out is, regardless of what people say and what people do, what God has for you is for you. It's going to happen. That greatness is in you and you just have to believe it, but also keep those positive people around you. Forget about the haters. They're going to be there. They can't do anything. They can't change anything. That God's will is for you.
Oh, what powerful nuggets that you just shared. And for you to even overcome, I know it can be very challenging as educators when a counselor or someone who has authority over you speaks something negatively to you. How were you able to focus and surpass those words that were negative?
Well, honestly, it took a while, but again, I really believe that the power of mentorship and coaching and teachers, and it is so important. It's so important to have the right people around you and the right people in your circle, because words do hurt and words are powerful. And that is why you need to eliminate that even in your own voice. Any type of negativity, anything, you have to know. And that lesson actually showed me and taught me to be very careful with the words that I spoke to my students and to anyone, and even my own children, because words are powerful. But if you have faith and if you trust in God and if you surround yourself with the right people, you can overcome it. My parents taught me that you could do anything you put your mind to. And guess what? I believe that. I may not have always believed it, but once I learned that, that is what I did.
Powerful. Absolutely. Words are powerful. And I thank you for sharing those nuggets, because I think it's so important that our audience hear that, as educators, that is such an important message, because you speak into children's lives every day as an educator. And so, I thank you for sharing those nuggets. So we're going to turn just a little bit, and I'd like for you to share with our audience, how did you feel putting out your story?
It was it it actually inspired me. It gave me an opportunity to reflect on the goodness of God, really. And I didn't know I had so much to share. My children told me, Mom, you have a lot to share and you should do this. And so I was talked into it a little bit. But once I started reflecting, I became so grateful and so honored to do it, because I found out, and again, I've always wanted to create this environment of unlimited possibilities and share that, and inspire and encourage others. And actually writing the book, it actually inspired myself, if I could say that. It inspired me. It made me, if not inspired, it made me very grateful for what all the things God has done, because there were some stumps and there were some obstacles, there were some challenges, but I'm here. And I achieved more than I could ever think I would achieve. And guess what? I'm still achieving. I'm still doing things. I'm still embarking on uncharted territories, and that makes me very grateful to God.
Oh, that is so awesome. Absolutely. Uncharted territories.
Uncharted
Those
territories.
sounds just like you. um, Before we take a break, I would like for you to share with our audience. Well, before that, we have some interaction coming in. As an educator, you speak into children's lives every day. We thank Ms. Lauren for sharing that. Question is, how did you feel putting out your story? You've already answered that one. But let me ask you this question before we go to break. What would you say was the biggest surprise for you in sharing your story, and how was it received?
Well, the most positive feedback that I have been receiving was that that the story is inspiring, and also that it resonated with people. There are other people out there that had some of the same challenges that I had as educators, especially Black female educators. There are challenges that we have to face, that we do face, and I'm not pleased that it's still going on, but it is still going on, and there are things that people need to do. And it's a chapter, and the whole book is an opportunity to reflect. And so that was very positive to me, because that was my goal when I wrote my chapter, that it would resonate with someone, even someone who hasn't been doing the right thing or who has the wrong mindset. I think it's an opportunity to reflect and change the narrative, do better.
Yes, I love that. I thank you so much for that. So, we're going to take a break in just one moment and we're going to come back with our second guest. But don't leave because Miss Nelda's not going anywhere. She's going to be with us for the entire time. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Time. It has a different meaning in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It goes backwards, forwards, it stops. St. Croix is rooted in history. So much of it still remains untouched.
I remember running on these streets as a kid. This shop was right down there. It opened the same year I was born. This is where the original Crucian hook was born. It's the symbol of these islands. And I wanted to have my hands in that very same history. I want to be able to pass it down to my family while still putting a new spin on it.
The U.S. Virgin Islands, we have an amazing culture that developed over time from all over the world.
St. John feels so untouched. Being underwater is like another world. There's no worries, there's no stress. I can just escape. This is my happy place. My passion for scuba diving came at just being fascinated with the water and wanting to be a mermaid. And this is the closest thing I can get to achieving mermaid status. Canadians just love being outdoorsy. We live for adventure, so we love anything hiking, being on the water, diving, snorkeling, and St. John has it all.
It's like some spirit is protecting the island and keeping them raw. The Makujumbi watches over the island. From up there, they keep the evil spirits away. The nightlife in St. Thomas is absolutely amazing. There's always something going on. Everyone comes together to dance and catch a vibe. We're always celebrating. We celebrate freedom, culture, the food, the smell, the music. It's always a celebration. The people here are probably the most priceless thing because they keep the culture going. There's so many different influences on these islands. Food from all kinds of countries coming together in new dishes. All of us came from somewhere, but all of we call this home. The VI is a new melting pot. This is where the past and the future comes together.
You know you are a hot one. We are lime, we are laugh, we are chat, we no chill, we are hot one. Temperature rise, beer vibes in ya, this a hot one. Link up, connect, bust a sweat when you're dead on the hot one. We gonna spice it up like fire.
And we're back and we're so excited. We're with Miss Nelda Sims, and we are actually getting ready to be joined with none other than Dr. Marthel Young. And we are going to continue this discussion of discovering strength hidden in sight, an educator's perspective. Welcome, welcome, Dr. Marthel. How are you?
I am fabulous. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for welcoming me.
Yes, we're so happy to have the both of you. And in this segment right now, we're going to highlight, of course, Dr. Young. And then when we come back, we're going to come back together with both of them speaking and in a panel discussion. However, we're going to highlight Dr. Marthel right now. And I'd like to ask you a few questions. How are you doing today?
I am fabulous. I'm blessed and I'm tremendously grateful for this opportunity.
Well, I'm so glad that you're here. We're going to jump right in because we have a limited amount of time and we want to get a whole lot done. Okay. So my first question for you is, who is Dr. Marthel Young? And can you just tell us just a little bit about yourself so that we can get to know you just a little bit better?
Sure. So I'm just an ordinary person who was given some extraordinary opportunities to grow and learn educationally. I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm an aunt, I'm a good friend, and I'm a lover of Christ. And I enjoy traveling, I enjoy reading, I definitely enjoy learning, and I enjoy volunteering to hopefully make our world better and the community around me a better place.
Powerful words from a powerful woman. So we're going to jump right into the book, Hidden Insight, an Educator's Perspective. From the Discovering Strength series, we are looking at your chapter. And my first question to you is, why did you title it A Whisper in Time?
Wow, that's awesome that you would ask me the title of the chapter. A Whisper in Time reminds me of the moments in time, those small moments that we have in our lives that we sometimes don't pay close attention to, but they can sometimes be those pivotal moments that can be transformational. They can be life-changing. And it's not until we have gone through that experience that we realize it was at that moment that it made a difference in a decision that we made or a task that we persevered through. Have you ever heard someone whispering in a crowd or whispering to someone and you caught just a little bit of the whisper and it causes you to either turn your head to try to see what that person is saying, or it causes you to tune your ear to them to try to hear what is going on. But nevertheless, it piques your curiosity, right? And it's that curiosity that makes you either want to ask, what did you say? I didn't hear you clearly. Or it makes you wonder, what are they telling that other person that is so private that I can't know about? So I named it A Whisper in Time because I wanted the reader to really think about the small moments that have made a difference. That's what happened with me. Although I had a passion for learning, I wanted to be a teacher. I became a teacher, and then I was propelled into being a teacher leader and then an administrator of one of the largest schools in our county, elementary school. And it all happened with small conversations and small moments and small opportunities. So I wanted the reader to capture that in their thinking and realizing that the small moments do matter. They can make a huge difference in our lives.
Wow, that is so powerful. And said so beautifully. We have a couple of interactions coming in. It says her motto is teachers should be able to teach everyone. Totally proven her in Hamilton County, Tennessee. We thank Devon Curry for that. Thank you. We had several other interactive comments coming through. He says you were his first teacher. Awesome. So you absolutely have a wonderful following. Dr. Young was Tennessee Principal of the Year Well, wow. Would you like to say something about that? That's amazing. I think it's so important that, share, because a lot of times, we don't toot our own horn. So I'm thankful for the interaction of Devon Curry in sharing that, because a lot of times, we don't toot our own horn. So how did you feel being Principal of the Year?
Well, I'll tell you, as an educator, most of the time, many of us are very modest, and we are less likely to share accolades or honors or rewards. But I was very humbled, surprised, and humbled that my colleagues would select me to represent their county principals, which is a pretty large district, as well as the Southeast Tennessee, and being nominated as a candidate for Tennessee Principal of the Year was also an honor. And so I felt very humbled, surprised, and just grateful for the opportunity to serve, because my desire and passion is to change lives through my experiences and to make lives better. So I was very humbled.
Oh, well, awesome. And congratulations for that. We're going to take a little turn and go right back into the book, though. And I'd like for you to tell us and tell our audience, why would you say A Whisper in Time, or even not so much A Whisper in Time, but why is your story important at this time and during this season?
So with the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on our world and the changes that has occurred in all of our lives, we have all been affected at all different levels. Crises that come into our lives can be very upsetting. It leads us to sometimes believe that we are inept and or overwhelmed and unable to be successful in the attempts in life. And I believe that A Whisper in Time in particular allows the reader to delve into another story that may be similar to their own, and to see that challenges are not always what we think that they are. They can be opportunities for growth and opportunities to discover our strength. And so during this time, I really believe that the book Hidden Insight, an Educator's Perspective, in my particular chapter, A Whisper in Time, gives you an opportunity to step back and just think about those great things that are occurring in spite of the interruptions that we have experienced, and know that as you persevere, you will be able to overcome, and there is victory and success that lies at the end. We just have to persevere and continue and stop for a moment and enjoy the small successes and the many, many, many surprises that occur in A Whisper in Time.
Powerful words from, again, a powerful woman. Well, in just a moment, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to do a slight panel discussion with you and Ms. Nelda Sims. And so we'll be right back in just a moment with Dr. Marthel Young and Ms. Nelda Sims.
Hey everybody, I'm Tracy Hamlin, and I'm so excited to share that I'm going to be coming your way every Monday night for an entire hour to spotlight some phenomenal unsigned artists from around the globe, as well as some amazing small businesses from my area that you need to know about. I'm also going to throw in a song or two. Yeah, something like that, a little something like that. Now, I'm going to need you guys to tell all your friends, your cousins, your aunties, your bosses, come on in here and join us. We're going to have so much fun. You don't want to miss this. I'll see you soon. Ooches of smooching. Are you ready? The Tracy Hamlin Show. Tracy Hamlin Show. Tracy Hamlin Show.
Style takes too long. I can't fit anything. I have nothing in this closet. Oh, I'll just stay home. I need to purge my closet. Oh, but not that dress. Yo, Taylor here. If you ever thought to say one of these phrases, then this show is for you. Join me at the Style Table, where we'll have candid and fun conversations about real women's style issues and wardrobe dilemmas. We will discuss solutions and ideas that will give you a big sigh of relief. You'll learn ways to save money, make money, and enrich the lives of others with the clothes in your closet. We're going to take the stress out of your style.
I'm setting an example for my kids.
I got me a side hustle.
I have more control of my destiny.
I need multiple streams of income.
It's hard work, but I'm working for me.
A job is cool, but I need more.
It's all about being self-employed. You're tuned into the world of Self-Employed and Rising with Art Taylor, where we bring you the amazing stories of people who are challenging the odds and following their dreams of self-employment. Learn from their successes and be inspired. Hear creative ideas for your business and find tips to take your hustle to another level.
And we are back, and we're so excited today because we have two wonderful authors, best-selling authors, with me, Nelda Sims and Dr. Marthel Young. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And as we get started together, I have a question for you. And the question is this: discovering strength looks different for everyone. What does it look like for each of you? Discovering your strength. And how about we go ahead and get started with Ms. Nelda? What does discovering strength mean to you?
It means, to me, it means that every day being just surprised at what's actually in you. And being an educator, we will discover strengths in others, in our students, and in our staff and things. But it's amazing when you can find something even within your own self that you had no idea that was there. Iron does sharpen iron, and a lot of times it comes in that way where you're like, what did I just do that? Did I just say that? Did I just achieve that? And that's what discovering strength is. It seemingly is hidden, but it's there. And when you find it, it's a really it's a wonderful thing, and we find it in each other. We find it in each other, and it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Marthel. Same question.
So I do believe that in discovering my strength, it's a deep question. So I want to really share some nuggets that resonate with me and that are really powerful in my life. being transparent first with myself is so critical for me to discover strengths that are hidden. Many times we talk about transparency with others, but I do believe finding my truth about who I really am and where my areas that I want to improve or even need to improve must come through myself being first true to who I am and what my limitations are. And being able to own it and communicate that and then share with others, hey, I really, really need you, is another strength that requires courage for me to put into action, particularly as a principal leader. We think about the principal being the person that makes all of the decisions or tells everybody else what to do. But with leadership, where you realize what your limitations are, exist, it is very easy, or it becomes easier to tell others, I can't do this by myself. I really need you. And I need this specific talent or these gifts in order for us to be successful in our endeavors. And so I do believe finding my strength within myself was first realizing what my limitations are and being true to me and being transparent with myself and then being transparent with others. And then we can soar.
I think your mic is off.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Now you can hear me. I love both of
Yes.
your answers. And what I was saying is that, discovering your strength and being able to soar, I mean, that's key. And I feel that both of you just shared some very important nuggets with our audience as to how to discover their strengths and the importance of just looking at what you shared, whether it be the transparency or being honest and true to yourself. And so many other additional nuggets. I hope that our audience was absolutely taking notes because it would absolutely be helpful. So I thank you for that. Now let's move on just a little bit deeper and say, my question is, how was your faith even increased during this process? Dr. Martha, why don't you go first this time?
Of course, I'll be happy to. My faith has increased in so many different ways. And I'll start with the chapter that was written in Hidden Insight, because it encompasses so much of transformational opportunities in my life. My faith increased in those most difficult times when I felt that it was almost impossible to achieve what the need was, particularly, and I don't want to give my story away, but particularly in some of the schools where there were some difficult times and some dark, dark days. And I had to make sure that I kept the focus on what was best for kids, what was best for children, because that's really what matters most. What's best for children? We can figure it out many times as an adult, but children can't figure it out. They rely on us to make that difference and make things happen for them and to provide the best learning opportunities for them. And so I found that having the courage to hold not only myself accountable, but for those who were in the work with me accountable, it helped me to develop the courage, but also to have the strength and the perseverance and the stamina and the resilience to push through to make those opportunities available for kids and for our schools to move forward. And so it was during those times when I felt my weakest that now I look back and I take the bird's eye view to look at what transpired in those small moments. And I'm like, wow, when I felt my weakest is really when I was the strongest, because I had to lead the charge. I was given that charge to lead, and I took it very seriously. And I did not want to lose my passion, nor did I want to lose my joy. And so finding that strength was so critical for me. And it looked very different depending on where I was in that place. And so it's helped me to learn to trust the process and to trust those that I relied on so heavily.
Thank you so much for that. Same question, Miss Nelda.
Well, like I said earlier, my parents always taught us to trust God. They always taught us to do the right thing, love God, love people. My favorite scripture has always been, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And I found as I matured, as I've gotten older, that faith is acting on things that you believe. And so those times, even though that was my favorite scripture, it's, faith and fear and just the ability to just move forward was not always there. I believed the scripture, but I didn't always have the strength or the courage, if you will, to move forward. And so as you achieve goals and as you achieve in your career and your family and everything, your faith is strengthened. Writing this chapter in the midst of a pandemic was something I never imagined that I would do. In addition to participating in a book, I also established a scholarship in honor of my parents. And so it was faith to do any of the things that I've been able to achieve in the last year or so. And it has increased just by acting on it. And I'm just really grateful. And I know that there's even more to come, but achieving those things and achieving things throughout my life, but especially since retiring, it's been an awesome experience. And my faith definitely has increased.
I tell you, that's amazing for both from both answers, I would say. Amazing answers. And I thank you for sharing that. So, ladies, as we are here, before we go to our ending segment, can each of you tell our audience members how they can, one, reach you, find you, whether it be for seminars, conferences, or speaking or teaching or just to for mentorship or whatever? I'd like for you to share with our audience how they can reach you and what's next, what's going on next with you. All right. Miss Nelda, you're going to go first this time.
Okay. So you can reach me. I have a website. It's neldarsims.com. And my email account is neldarsims@gmail.com. And so you can reach me either of those ways. And things that I'm involved in right now, I'm heavily involved in establishing a scholarship. I have already established a scholarship in honor of my parents. My parents are both deceased, but this is a scholarship for a minority student that's majoring in education at Youngstown State University, where I was a student. And so it was very important to me to establish that, to keep the legacy. It's called the TJ and Annie Ruth Rushton Legacy Scholarship. And it will outlive me, you, and everyone, but my parents' name will continue on and I wanted that to happen for them, because if it had not been for them and the life lessons that they taught me, the nuggets that they gave me, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so it was important that that was something that I really wanted to do. And that's what I'm working on right now. Other than the book, and the book is going to be a continuation, but those are things that I'm most proud of at the moment. The scholarship, the Legacy Scholarship, and participating with the lights of Dr. Young and Don Francis with writing this chapter in this book. It's been awesome.
Well, I thank you for that. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be with Dr. Marthel Young, and she's going to give us her answer as soon as we get back, and then we're going to have some fun activities, so you don't want to miss it. We'll be right back. we're back.
We're back.
And as we are back, we are going to hear from Dr. Marthel, and she's going to share her answer.
Yes. So you may reach me at my email address, msireyoung@gmail.com. I'm also on Twitter on Marthel Young, LinkedIn, Dr. Marthel Young, as well as Instagram, Marthel Young. So you have several ways in which you can reach me. And I would be very, very happy to coach or mentor or support you in your endeavors as you aspire to make a difference. Some things that are on the horizon for me that I'm very excited about is I've always enjoyed volunteering. And so I've had the privilege to now volunteer at our local church fellowship at the Loop. We are mentoring young individuals who are aspiring to find their place and their purpose, as well as providing mental health opportunities for training for them to be able to find balance in their lives, and also offering free digital classes and technology to close the digital gap with seniors and people in the community. I also serve as a part-time administrator on special assignment with my school district, where I am assisting new principals in their schools and aspiring leaders in our school district, because I want to give back just like someone poured into me. And as Nelda shared earlier, my parents were such an influential part of my life in giving me a balance and a foundation in faith, and to believe not only in myself, but that I could give back to others and care about their well-being. And when you give back, it is so much more rewarding than just receiving. That's one thing that education has provided for me, an opportunity to give back to others. I'm also going to be on a new panel with the National Coalition of 100 Black Women next week, where we're going to be discussing the impacts of the pandemic on education. So there are a lot of things that are on the horizon, and this is one of them that I'm very grateful to be a part of, to share my story, and I hope that it will change the life of others who are trying to find their purpose and to find their path, so that they can be intentional now in the early part of their lives, or even in this season, whatever the season may be, to help them to find their purpose and know that they can achieve if they believe.
Oh, I love that. They can achieve if they believe. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. And before we jump into our joy segment, we have quite a few comments, interaction happening, and let's hit those. Dr. Sherman Stevens says this show this afternoon was really informative, interesting, and inspirational. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Lauren Ferguson says nuggets that resonate, being transparent, being true of who I am, being able to own it and to share. I really need you. I'm sorry, as I'm reading. Perhaps I need to put my glasses on, even though I don't wear glasses. How has your story been received by your colleagues? Oh, I love that question. Go ahead.
Is this question for me?
It can be, yes.
Well, sure, I'll answer it. So several of my colleagues who I have been very fortunate to have shared the book with have said to me that it's been inspirational. There are parts of the story that they did not know. And so it gave them insights as to why I have made decisions that I've made, or why I have done things that are unorthodox or out of the box. And so those moments really make a difference on how we approach life and how we make decisions. And so many of them have used words like inspirational and hopeful, and it gives them an opportunity to make a difference in their world.
Thank you. Same question, Ms. Sims.
Yes, that is. I've also had the opportunity to share the book with many of my former colleagues, and the word here is inspirational. And I agree with Dr. Young. Many of them, not even just in my colleagues, even family members said, and friends said, I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that happened, or I don't remember that. So, but the main word that resonated with me that was the word inspirational and inspiring. And so that's a blessing that people were inspired. Some people that said that I truly look up to them. So hearing that from them was inspiring to me. It made me feel good.
Yes.
Awesome. So as we are getting ready to get into our end segment, our joy segment, I would like for you ladies to think about one additional thing. What is one thing that you would like to share with our audience that they may not know about you, that you think it would be awesome for them to hear and know about you? So give us that answer, and then we're going to jump right into our joy segment. All right. So who'd like to go first with that one? One thing you'd like to share with our audience that they do not know about you.
Well, I think for me, and I don't know how relevant it is, it's relevant to me. I'm the second oldest. My mom had 9 children. I'm the second oldest. I was a shy young lady, but I learned quickly that being one of 9, you have to get in there and you got to hit the ground running. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Dr. Marthel.
Yes. So Nilda and I have so much in common because I'm too from a large family. I'm number 3 out of 8. And so I like to believe that I'm the boss, but I know in true measures that I probably am not, but it just feels good to think that, but I'm still being true to myself. Nonetheless, what others may not know about me is that I truly enjoy gardening. I do. I really enjoy just being in touch with the ground, with the dirt, and just digging in and planting beautiful flowers. And when you watch them grow and develop, they kind of remind you of your classroom. Because you may start small, but then it just grows and blossoms into a beautiful, beautiful garden. So yes, I love gardening. Now I don't like to dig in the clay so much. If it's garden dirt, like plant soil, that's fun.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm learning new things about you, ladies. I'm telling you. Dr. Marthel likes to dig in the
I wouldn't have knew that, Dr. Young.
Beautiful flowers. I love it. And so, Ms. Nelda, what number are you out of the 9?
I'm number 2. I'm
the
second oldest.
Second.
My brother, the third oldest, is 11 months younger than me, so I didn't really have time to be a baby.
All right. Well, I love that, and I know y'all know I'm the youngest of 8, so we have that in common. We have big, beautiful families.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to jump into our joy segment, and one of the things that we know is the joy of the Lord is our strength. And so when we think of joy and being joyful, I want each of you to share a moment with our audience. You're going to give us descriptive words, and we're going to guess, and our interaction needs to be revved up. So those of you who are our audience, who you can put in those comments, I want you to answer what you think they are describing for us. So you're going to choose a moment, past or present, that was very joyful and for you. Any moment, past or present, and you're going to describe it. And who would like to go first? Who'd like to go first? All right, Dr. Marthel says, yes, I'll go first. All right, so we're going to listen. And audience, please, please, please get your fingers ready and tell us what she's describing.
So my first descriptive word is life-changing. Detailed. Demanding. Spaces. Ambiance. Dreamlike. Any guesses yet? Calming. Decorative. Secluded. Safe.
This sounds like a vacation someplace. Deanie Simmons says home. Is she right?
Yes.
Woo! Awesome.
Yes.
Deanie Simmons.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
my husband and I designed and built our dream home. Yes.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. You
Awesome.
designed your dream home and
Yes.
you're living in it.
Yes.
Oh, Devon Curry said church. No, that one's
Could
not.
be, but that wasn't it this time.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're going to jump to Miss Nelda Sims.
Oh, this is a tough one. And I wish I had as good of a memory, but I would say joyful, life-changing, beautiful, biblical, amazing, cherish. Oh, let's see. Scenic. Let me think.
Wow.
Deanie says marriage. Was that your wedding?
No.
Okay, a little more description.
A little more
Come on,
description.
audience members. I'm not getting enough interaction from you guys. Come on, where's the answers?
Let's see. Let me think. Okay, I'm gonna try to make water. Memories.
Lorraine Ferguson says your spouse.
No.
No. A vacation at the beach?
No, not a vacation at the beach.
Give us another description.
I
Somebody said
said-
another description.
I said life-changing, far away,
Oh my.
Far away.
lifetime dream.
Honeymoon.
No.
No. I think we're gonna have to give up. And we're gonna oh,
Oh.
Devon Curry says a baptism. Baptism.
I was
Baptized.
baptized in the Jordan River.
Wow, you were baptized in the Jordan River?
Yes.
So you went to the Holy Land.
I went to the Holy Land and I was baptized. And there was something, it wasn't really planned, but when you see it and you have the opportunity, and it really was life-changing. It really was. I will never forget it.
That is amazing. Was the water chilly?
Yes, it was. Just like
So it chilled your body, but not your soul.
chilled my body and not my soul.
Awesome.
But it wasn't something you thought about, though.
Well, I want to thank you, ladies, for just a wonderful time today of your sharing wonderful insight nuggets and just giving us insight into who you are as wonderful principals and educators and leaders in your community, and how you've impacted lives all over the world and within your students and your churches and in your community. I want to thank you for that. And thank you for coming on and sharing with us today. It has been amazing and awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you. And before we go, I just want to encourage our audience to come back in the next 2 weeks, because we're going to be having an additional author who's going to share with us wonderful insight. And that is none other than Jeanette Waite-Pratt. And she's going to share from her story and her book. And it's going to be amazing and awesome. And you do not want to miss it. But as we are leaving out today, we want to give a round of applause to Dr. Marthel Young and Miss Nelda Sims. And thank you so much for joining us today. We love you.
Thank you
Have
very
a
much.
fabulous day on purpose. Why? Because you can. Thank you.